went looking for a job. And at that time, I was able to find two opportunities. One was with one of the local breweries, starting in their quality control laboratory, where I was promised I could have all the beer that I wanted to drink. And the other option was to come to the university and work for somebody that I'd never heard of, Dr. Scribner. And basically, since the drive to the university was shorter than to the brewery, I picked the University of Washington and spent the next 35 years or so with the Scribner group doing quite a variety of things. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't. If somebody had said hemodialysis to me, I couldn't even have defined what it was. The idea was there, but the mechanics of actually accomplishing it were where I came into the picture, and I was so baffled by all the things that were going on all of a sudden for me that I didn't realize the significance of it at all. And the procedure then, both with Clyde and with subsequent patients, was to come to the bedside with sterile Teflon tubing, but tubing that had not been shaped into the configurations that would be used for cannulation. We would heat the capstan or the bending apparatus with either a Bunsen burner or a propane torch, and then using the curvature, we'd warm the Teflon and shape it until we could get it into the configuration that the surgeon, who was standing by waiting at the bedside, had told us to do. And bear in mind, there had to be two of these, one for the artery and one for the vein, and then they had to somehow be joined together. So that was it wasn't really magic, but it was definitely artistry to make it happen that way. We were all learning together. There was new input, new ideas, new problems arising almost daily. Scrib also at that time had a practice of pulling the group together once a week up in a conference room right next to his office. And we'd meet up there, and he'd send one of the people out to one of the local seafood places to get cracked crab and bring it in. And we'd sit around the table eating cracked crab and garlic bread, and somebody would be giving a presentation, or there'd be a joint discussion about the problem of the day, so to speak. The discussion interspersed with comments like, I need a napkin over here, or can I have some more crab? And there'd usually be about, I'd say 8 or 10 people around the table in these discussions. And it was amazing to me how much progress we could make just with an informal get-together like that. We did that just about every week. We had an acute patient in on one occasion, and his problem was that he had been kept so long before being sent to us for dialysis that he was grossly overweight with fluid accumulation. And we knew that it was going to take forever to get the fluid off of this patient. And Scrib said, well, let's do it this way. Get a long hose, and we'll attach it to the outflow side of the dialyzer, and then just throw it out the window, the hospital window, and let it go down a few feet. And we could monitor the pressure that we were getting and knew what we wanted to achieve with it. I remember that evening as I drove away from the hospital, looking over my shoulder. Here was this long, dark hose stretching down about 2 stories, dribbling fluid on the face of the hospital, and then that fluid dripping down into the azaleas down in the flower bed below. And needless to say, the next morning the hospital administrator showed up when we were on rounds, and he said, "Can't do that anymore." Well, I have great admiration for those people. They've had adverse events suddenly crop up in their lives, and as a group, they react to it with great courage. Usually seem awfully chipper under the circumstances. In most circumstances, great family support, and I just admire them.